and we'll use Ganesha Mudra through our practice this morning, which is a great way to open up the shoulders and the chest, the heart chakra, get some energy kind of moving through this area of the body. So have a seat. I'm glad you're here. And once you're settled in your hips, take that mudra. So press your palms together, spin them to the sides, and then give a little tug. So think about drawing the elbows away from each other as you exhale, and then kind of softening as you inhale. Let's do that a couple of times. Eyes soft or closed. Start to tune into your breath with this mudra. Mudras are seals, and they direct energy in specific ways. And Ganesha, if you're not familiar, he's the elephant-headed deity with the pot-bellied human body. And he's said to be the remover of obstacles on our path. Anything that's kind of in our way or limiting beliefs, old thought patterns, things like that. He helps us to clear those out of our way so that we can fulfill our dharma, our truth, our, what's in store for us, and move on with our life. So with that being said, also, it's a great mudra to build up self-confidence so that you have that confidence to move these obstacles and move along on your path. You have the courage. So we'll do that a few more times and just maybe feel some energy through the chest, through the arms. Maybe something resonates there with you. You know there's something you can, you need to overcome or let go of or move out of your way so that you can move along your path. Let your breath deepen. And then keep this mudra on. We're going to take it up and overhead. Okay, so you can open your eyes if you'd like. And maybe just move a little bit side to side. Feel that tug through the hands. Pull the elbows away from each other. And I'll be your mirror. You're going to bring your left elbow up toward the sky. So you're bending to the right. Let's really open up the side body there. Left elbow up. And then drop your right hand down. Take a little stretch there. Exhale, bring the left hand down to your right knee and your right hand behind you, take a twist. Lengthen through your spine, inhale, exhale, deepen. Come back through center, find your mudra, and again, take it up and overhead. Draw your elbows away from each other, squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Open up your chest, and then over to the left side, take your right elbow up high. And then open up your arms. Try to keep your right sit bone heavy. And then twist over to the left. Come back through center. And let's stretch out your right leg. Okay, so right leg stretches out, so you're in the Janushirasana shape. And you can stay seated on your blanket if you like, or sit on the ground. Keep your legs strong. We're going to twist over to the left. So find this rotation over to the left. And then as you exhale, lean over to the right. So you might want to block here. You can take it to the inside of that right knee and bring your elbow down or your arm down. And sweep your left arm up and over. So you want to keep that first twist though, that initial twist to the left as you side bend to your right. You might even take this left hand to the back of your head. Take your left elbow up toward the sky. And then let that left arm bring you up. So from here, you're going to take your left hand to the outside of your left hip, bend your right knee, bring your foot to the ground. We're going to lift up. So you're going to lift your hips, take a little stretch, reach your right arm up and over your head. And then have a seat back down and let's switch sides. So draw your right leg in, send your left leg out. Get steady there, open up your hips. Good, and then twist when you're ready over to the right. So you want to keep this rotation of your spine to the right. Keep your left leg strong. And now leaning to the left, so stay open, lean to the left. You can bring your elbow down or your arm down to a block or the floor and stretch your right arm up and over your head. Reaching long, or maybe clasp your hands behind your head. Lift up through your elbow instead. So especially if you feel like you're rounding a lot here, then maybe try bending the elbow and lift up through the elbow so that you stay open through your chest. It's revolved Janushirasana. And then let your right arm bring you back up. And same thing, right hand plants. Draw your left foot in and then lift your hips. Lift your chest. Reach up and back. And then have a seat. If you're sitting on a blanket or anything, let's move that out of your way. And find your 2 blocks if you've got them. They'll help with low loss. And if you don't have your blocks, then just come under your fingertips, I would suggest. If you do have blocks, let's bring them on the low height. I'm going to play with a little, got to use your bandhas here. Mula bandha, Uddiyana bandha to try to lift your hips off of the floor. So hands down on your blocks. Recommend the low height. It's most stable. Press down into your hands so you're crossing your ankles here. As you press down, exhale, see if you can lift your hips. Okay, and then lower down. Breathing in, soften, then exhale, pull up on your pelvic floor and your belly as you lift your hips. So feel that tone. You can have a little rounding through your upper back, more like a cat pose. So do that a couple times. And maybe adding on, you lift your hips, maybe you can lift your feet. Really draw up on your pelvic floor and your belly and then lower down. So do that a couple more times. Lower down, feel that strong engagement of your core, belly back toward your spine. Use your breath, but one more. And then lower your hips. Take your feet out in front of you. So we'll do a little flow with altar pose. So again, if you have your blocks, great. If not, it'll just be a little bit more core work for you. It's okay. So hands by your hips. Press into your blocks by your hips. Hands on your blocks. Press into your hands. Lift your hips up. So there's your altar pose. So this will be your inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to swing your hips back. So you're in your heels. Keep your butt off the floor. So see, it's a little more helpful if you have blocks to find that space from your bum to the floor, or between your bum and the floor. So inhale into altar pose, lift up. Exhale, swing your hips back. And again, there's that pulling up of your pelvic floor and your belly, rounding your upper back. Okay, so adding on if you want, when you come back, you might lift your feet as well and take a little hover. So your legs are super, super strong. Hips back, maybe lift your feet just for fun. And then last one, hips back, maybe lift your feet, maybe cross your ankles. Put them together, swing yourself back, all fours. Get back to all fours any way that works. And then from there, tuck your toes, walk your hands back, and then come to the tops of your hands so your fingers face your knees. Give a little stretch to your wrists. Maybe a little rocking side to side. And then bring your hands down. Let's come onto all fours. And find a few rounds of cat and cow, but let's turn your left hand back. So externally rotate your left hand. Walk your knees closer if you need, and then take a few rounds of cat and cow here. Try to press more into your finger pads. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale and round. Come to a neutral spine, then turn your left hand out to the left. So your fingers are facing the left, and then a few rounds here. You might soften or close your eyes as you move. And then neutral spine, turn your left hand back forward. And let's do the other hand. Turn your right hand back, externally rotate. Inhale and exhale, moving your spine. And then feel that connection of your finger pads, almost like they're really digging into the mat there. Really pressing down. Neutral spine, turn your right hand out to the right, so your fingers face the long edge of your mat, and then flow again. A couple more times, cat and cow. Neutral spine, turn your right hand back forward, and then come into child's pose. If you'd like to stretch your shoulders a bit more, use your blocks. If not, just stretch your arms forward. So you can have your blocks out in front of you, set your hips back, and that way your hands are on your blocks. You can draw your belly and your chest down, head down. Feel that length through the undersides of your arms. Giving you a little bit deeper stretch. You can rock your hips a little bit side to side. To help them settle, find a little more length through your spine, space in your lower back. Let's take another deep breath. Inhale, come on up, move your blocks out of your way if you're using them. And lower down to your forearm. So make your way into forearm plank eventually. So again, we'll need our bandhas. As you exhale, you'll pull up on your pelvic floor and your belly to support the pose. So you're on your forearms, elbows right under your shoulders, and then step your feet back. And check in there, firm up your legs, pelvic floor in and up, belly in and up. Slide your shoulders wide and away from your ears. Start to turn on those scapular stabilizing muscles to keep your shoulder blades on your back. Reach to the crown of your head. Take another breath. Lower your knees, lower your thighs and your hips. Now you're in sphinx pose. And we'll move through a little cat and cow here. So pressing through the tops of your feet. Inhale, extend. Open up your heart. Exhale and round. Curling in. Do that a couple more times. Breathing in. And breathing out. You can intensify here on the exhale. You might lift your hips, lift your thighs. Inhale and lower down. Try to keep your elbows hugging in toward each other. Okay, one more round. And then lower your way down. Bring your chest all the way down. You're going to stretch your left arm out to the left, right hand under your right shoulder, bend your right knee, and roll over to your left. Let your head soften. You can walk your right hand a little closer to your chest to deepen the twist. You might even take your right arm behind your back. Relax the space between your eyebrows, your cheeks, your jaw. And then roll onto your belly. Let's go to the other side. Stretch your right arm out to the right, bend your left elbow and your left knee, and roll over to your right. Let your head rest. You can walk your left hand in to help to open the chest a little bit more. Deepen the twist. And then rolling back onto your belly. From your belly, take both hands under your shoulders, press up into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose, lift your chest. And then up and back, downward facing dog. Let's pedal out through your heels. You lengthen through your spine. Think about pressing into your knuckles, your finger pads again. Take the weight out of your wrists. And then plank pose, breathing in. Float your way forward. Firm up your legs, draw your low ribs toward each other, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Now lower into forearm plank, so one forearm at a time. Lower down carefully, slowly, and then from here walk your feet in. So keep pressing the ground away with your arms, your wrists, your hands. Walk your feet in, so now you're in dolphin pose. You can look right toward your toes, your ankles, or your shins. Stretch your chest toward your thighs. Open up the chest, the upper back. Spread your shoulder blades wide and let your head dangle here. Maybe even nod it yes, shake it no. Your shoulders don't have to hold the weight of your head here, but you're strengthening them. Lift up through your sit bones. Take another breath. And then lower back down. So child's pose, this time with the arms down by your sides. Round your upper back. Breathe into the back of your heart, the space between your shoulder blades. We'll take another breath. And then we'll come up into rabbit pose. So you can bring your hands down by your head. You're gonna roll up onto your head here. Tuck your toes. Your hips are off of your heels. Interlace your fingers behind your back and then take your arms up and over your head. See if you can lift your hips even higher. So you're on the crown of your head. Hips are high. Stretch your shoulders. And then lower your arms, lower back, child's pose. Take another breath. And then lift your head, come to all fours, and then back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pedal around if you'd like, take a couple more breaths. Let your head hang heavy. Good. On your next breath in, reach your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Take a couple breaths here, maybe roll through your ankle, wiggle your toes, press your mat up and away. Little look under your right arm so you know your head is heavy. And then square your hips. Exhale, right knee to right upper arm. Around your upper back, think of that cat-like spine, and really press the ground away. Let's lower the right knee right under the right hip. So you open up into side plank. So take your left arm up to the sky. Okay. Nice. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Try to stack your shoulders. Maybe lift your left leg. Think of like a kneeling half moon pose. Good. If that's okay, bend your left knee, reach back and catch your foot. A little more stretch for your shoulder. You could kick your foot into your hand. Lifting up out of your right shoulder. Good, and then release that. Bring your left foot back down, left hand back down. Three-legged dog. Take your right leg back up. Inhale. This time knee to nose as you exhale. Again, round and curl in. Look forward. Step your right foot through. Lower your back knee down. We'll come up into Anjaneyasana with Ganesha mudra. So you'll interlace your hands here. Find your mudra, or not interlace, but find that grasp, that hook. And then take your arms up and over your head. So open up your chest. Open up your shoulders. And then slide over to the right. So left elbow goes high. Right elbow drops down. Open up your side body there. And then open up your arms. You might bring your right hand to your hip, or you might touch a block or the floor. Stretch your left arm up and over. Get into the left thigh, left hip flexors. And then sweep your left hand down. Slide your hips back so you're in Ardha Hanumanasana. You can have your hands on your blocks here, or hands on the floor. Flex your right foot, draw your toes back. Take a big exhale. As you're ready, fold a little more deeply. And then inhale, come back forward. Plant your palms back to three-legged dog. Right leg goes high, so you want to draw your belly in and up to pick up that right leg. And this time, right knee to left upper arm. Take that twist. Send your right foot over to the left. Stay or roll to the inner edge of your back foot. Sweep your left arm up to the sky. You're in fallen triangle pose. And again, you're lifting up out of that right shoulder. Imagine you're opening up a jar to the right with your right hand. Exhale, bring your left hand down, plank pose. Step your way back, lower down. You can drop your knees first. We'll lower all the way to the mat. Stretch your legs back, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Inhale, lower down, exhale. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, sweep your left leg up, bend your knee, open up your hip. And again, maybe roll through the ankle, wiggle your toes. Let your head hang heavy. Think about keeping your right toes pointing forward and sending your outer right hip back. Square your hips. Exhale, left knee, left upper arm. Lower your knee right under your hip and then roll to the left, open to the right, right arm high, side plank. You can tuck your left toes for balance, maybe float your right leg. Lift up out of this left shoulder, try to keep your left shoulder drawing back. Shoulder blade on your back. If that's okay, bend your right knee and catch your foot. Kick your foot into your hand, feel that stretch through your right shoulder, right side of your chest. And release. Foot down, hand down, three-legged dog. Left leg goes high and then knee to nose. Look forward and step through. Come up through Ganesha mudra. Open up your chest. Send your elbows out wide, slide your shoulder blades toward each other. And then lean to your left, right elbow high. Feel that space. You're opening through your ribs, your rib cage. Left hand to your left hip or hand to a block or the floor. Stretch up and over a bit more as you make contact with something, hip, block, or floor. Right hand sweeps down and your hips sweep back. Flex your left foot. Hands can reach forward or right under your shoulders here. Take a full exhale and a deep bow forward. Inhale, come back forward, find your long runner's lunge. Pick up your right knee, draw your belly in and up, press the ground away, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Left knee to right upper arm. Send your left leg over to the right, so stay or roll to the inner edge of your back foot and take your right arm high. Lift up out of that left shoulder. Now imagine you're opening a jar with your left hand, opening it up to the left. Right hand down, plank pose. Breathing in. Chaturanga, breathing out. Maybe you lower your knees first. Cobra, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Press up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Okay, so similar little flow there with a couple of different options. Okay, sweep your right leg up as you inhale. Bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale again, right knee, right upper arm. So you can lower your back knee again, or just send your right foot back and roll over to the right side plank without the knee down. So with or without the knee down. Good, left hand down, three-legged dog. Right leg goes high. Knee to nose, look forward and step through. This time high lunge, so stay on the ball of your back foot. Hug your inner thighs together, find your mudra. Take it up and overhead, clear your path, clear your way. Soft, steady eyes and full deep breath. Exhale, bring your hands down. We'll straighten the front leg. Maybe you want your blocks here again. Straighten your right leg any amount possible. Keep your back heel lifted high and fold over your right leg. You can flex your right foot or keep your right foot on the ground. Use your breath to go a little deeper in your forward fold. Let your head be heavy. Good. Inhale, re-bend your knee. Plant your palms, three-legged dog. Take your right leg high. So right knee, left upper arm. So fall in triangle. Maybe keep your right foot lifted as you send it over to the left. Or bring the right foot back down. Left arm high. Pelvic floor in and up, belly in and up. Good, plank pose. Chaturanga, halfway or all the way. Cobra or upward dog, breathing in. Downward facing dog, breathing out. Inhale, your left leg lifts, bend your knee, open up your hip. Exhale, left knee, left upper arm. Side plank, so lower your left knee under your left hip or just send your left foot back. Take your right arm high. Right hand comes down, left leg goes high, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale, look forward and step through. Stay high in the ball of your back foot. So come up into a high lunge, but not till you're ready, not until you feel stable. Ganesha is also connected to our root chakra. So that's our feet, our legs, our home, our tribe, our people, our earth energy. So get grounded first before you come up. Open up your chest, soften your eyes, take a deep breath. Exhale and bring your hands down. Find your blocks, straighten your left leg and fold. And again, let your head hang heavy, release the weight out of the neck and the shoulders. Rebend your left knee. Three-legged dog, left leg up. Left knee over to the right upper arm, fall in triangle. So again, maybe as you ground into that back foot and you lift your pelvic floor and your belly, you can keep your left foot lifted as you send it over to the right. Plank pose through chaturanga, halfway or all the way down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Let's look forward and make your way into mayurasana at the top of your mat. So a squat. You can step or you can float. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Make your way, sit your hips down. You can move a little bit. Wake up your feet, your ankles, your hips. You can take your hands up to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Press your elbows into your knees back into your elbows, lengthen up through your spine, all the way through the crown of your head. Try to soften your shoulders, feel that space around your neck. And then bring your hands down, lift your hips up, Uttanasana, top of your mat. Walk your feet in so they're right under your hips and then fold over your legs. Let the weight of your head go again. Keep your legs strong and active so your spine can be more passive. And then let's stand up. Use your legs, use your core. Reach up, look up. Exhale, Tadasana, hands to your heart. So again, ground into your feet, draw energy up your legs, firm up your legs, draw your pelvic floor in and up. And then think about, so we'll take our arms up and over, our heads catch opposite forearms or opposite elbows, but think about your ribs. So try not to draw your ribs out, try to draw your ribs back in. So maybe if you want to go upside down later, we want to make sure we don't have this way back. You want to have your ribs drawing in and align your shoulders right over your hips. Open up your shoulders here. On the exhale, cosmic curtsy over to the right. So you're going to step your left foot behind your right, swing your arms back. Lift your chest, come back to Tadasana, catching opposite elbows, opposite forearms, draw your ribs in, and then over to the left, step your right foot back. Back to center. One more time over to the right, step your left foot back. And then from here, Ardha Chandrasana, left hand to your left hip, maybe grab that block and lift your left leg up, half moon pose. Roll open your chest. Maybe like we did on our knees, you want to bend your left knee and catch your foot, Chapasana. If you've got your foot, release it. Hand back to your hip, bend your right knee. Step back, warrior two. So you want to pull up on your pelvic floor muscles, draw your belly in and up so you can step back. Good. Gaze right over your middle finger here, soften your shoulders. Peaceful warrior, inhale, reach your right arm up and back. And then into side angle as you exhale, you can take your forearm to your thigh or grab one of those blocks and bring it to the inside or the outside of your foot. Think about that revolved Janushirsasana we took earlier. So you're side bending to the right, but you're still revolving your chest to the left and up to the sky. Take another breath. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. And then you're gonna bring your left hand down. We're gonna pivot to the left. So turn your heels and your toes out and just take a little movement here side to side. Working our way into Skandasana in a moment. Side to side, hips low. When you're ready, go over to the right. So you bend deeply into that right knee. So you can stay high with your hips back and your heart forward. Or maybe see if you can drop a little lower. Just check in with your hips here, your knee. You might be able to drop your right sit bone towards your right heel. Keep your left leg strong, left foot flexed. Good, let's walk back. Top of your mat. Plank pose, breathing in. Chaturanga, breathing out. Upward dog, inhale, or cobra. Downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up, inhale. Draw your knee to your nose, exhale. We'll come up into warrior one. Spin your back, heel down. Ganesha mudra as you come up. So again, ground and then come on up. Take your elbows wide. From here, hands to your heart. Warrior three, lean forward and pick up your left leg. Flex your left foot. Point your toes toward the ground, roll up through your left inner thigh. And then we're going to stand up tall, Tadasana. Bring your left foot next to your right. Take a moment, take a breath. Ground into your feet, draw energy up your legs, sweep up, catch your opposite elbows again. Draw your low ribs down and toward each other. Exhale over to the left, cosmic curtsy, step your right foot back. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the right, step your left foot back. Inhale, center. One more time over to the left, step your right foot back. Right hand to right hip, half moon. Grab that block, lift your right leg up. Open up the hip. Now try to keep your left toes pointing forward. Keep your hand on your hip. Take your arm to the sky or bend your right knee and catch your foot here, Chapasana. Keep drawing your left kneecap up towards your left hip. Steady your gaze. And then hand back to your hip, bend your left knee, pull up on your pelvic floor, tone your core as you step back to warrior two. So stay connected. Ground in your warrior two so that you're stable. Spread your toes, root your heels, hug your inner thighs toward each other. Peaceful warrior, inhale, stretch up and back. Side angle pose, exhale, forearm to your thigh. Sweep your right arm over your right ear. You can reach for your block. Maybe bring it to the inside or the outside of your foot. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. And again, draw your right ribs back, your left ribs forwards. Keep that rotation of your chest. Exhale your right hand down. Pivot to the right. Heels in, toes out, and glide side to side. Little movement before we come into stillness, Skandasana. So over to the left when you're ready. Make sure your knee is pointing in line with your toes. Your hips can stay up and back, heart forward, or see if you can drop a little lower without force. It's a deep bend in your ankle, in your knee, and your hip. Take note there, be mindful and careful. Stretch your, strengthen your right leg, excuse me. Right toes up toward the sky. And then back to the top of your mat. Plank pose. Vinyasa will meet in downward dog. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or upward dog as you breathe in. And downward dog as you breathe out. And here the left leg lifts. Inhale, knee to nose, exhale. Step through warrior one. Spin the back heel down. Ganesha mudra as you come up. Take your elbows out wide. Hands to your heart. Virabhadrasana 3. Lift your right leg up. Find your balance. Just steady your eyes. Soft gaze, feel your breath here. Roll your outer right hip down. Lift your right inner thigh up. Kick into your right foot and then stand up. Right foot next to your left, Tadasana. Take a deep breath. Inhale, reach up through your arms. This time, exhale, fold your way forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your palms, plank. Take a vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. From downward dog, lift your right leg, breathing in. Knee to nose, breathing out. Look forward, step through. Let's come back to warrior one, Ganesha mudra. Reach up through your arms. Open up your chest. Good, hands to your heart, warrior three. Find your balance. Ground into all four corners of your right foot. And then bend your right knee, step back. Warrior one, spin your back heel down. Take your arms up and then sweep your arms back behind you. Let's straighten that right leg too. Straighten your right leg. So find a little standing back bend. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Bend your right knee. Devotional warrior. Bow to the inside of your right ankle. Take your arms over your head if you can. Stretch your shoulders again. Long and loose through your neck. Inhale, lift your chest. Reach your left arm forward. You're going to pivot to the left. Turn your right toes in. Left toes out. Warrior two all the way to the back of your mat. Left knee bends. Good. Peaceful warrior. Inhale, stretch your left arm up and back. Side angle. Exhale. Forearm to your thigh or touch the ground or your ankle. Good, let's come back up, peaceful warrior, breathing in. Triangle pose, breathing out. Slide your hips back, your heart forward. Keep that rotation through your chest. Take another breath. Exhale, drop your right arm in front of your face. You're gonna pivot to your right. Find a wide leg forward fold. And let the weight of your head go. Inhale, lift up halfway. Turn your heels and your toes out. Let's go back to Skandasana, over to the right. Stay high or drop low. Maybe go deeper if there's space. So it could be lifting your hands. Maybe you can take a bind. Right arm around the shin, left arm behind your back. Just take a little deeper version. And then release your hands. Let's bring them back down. Spin back, top of your mat. Walk your right foot out wide, heel in, toe out, and then step your left foot forward as well. Back to Malasana, top of your mat. Stay. Or crow pose. Plant your palms, lift your hips, knees to your upper arms, wrap your elbows in. Look forward, pick up your feet. Or maybe play with weight shifting. Little in the feet, little in the hands. Little in the feet, little in the hands. And then you can step or you can float your way back through plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. We'll meet here in downward facing dog. Now lift your left leg as you breathe in. Knee to nose, breathe out. Step forward, warrior one. Find Ganesha mudra, open overhead. Clear your way, take a big breath. And then fly forward, warrior three. Go for it. Lift your right leg, lift up through the right inner thigh. Bend your left knee, step back, warrior one. Take your arms up, straighten your left leg. And sweep your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers and lift your chest. Devotional warrior, bow forward to the inside of your left ankle. Lift halfway up, reach your right arm forward, pivot to the right and all the way to the back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, breathing in. Side angle, breathing out, forearm to your thigh or touch your ankle or the floor. Left ribs back, right ribs forward. Peaceful warrior, breathe in, use your legs and your core to come back up. Triangle pose, exhale. Drop your left arm in front of your face, pivot to the left, take a breath or two or three, Prasarita Tadasana, wide leg forward, fold. The head drop a little heavier toward the ground. Stretch and open the backs of your legs. It helps us with our inversions. Loose hamstrings or longer hamstrings. Lift your chest. Turn your heels and toes out. Let's fall over to the left. Don't fall. Do that mindfully. Slide over to the left. Skandasana. Your hips can stay high. Or maybe you can find a little deeper version. Maybe if your hips and your chest are high, maybe you float your arms, your hands there. Same thing if your hips are low. Maybe bring your hands to your heart or find your bind. Let's find a different variation. Look for something new. And then hands back down, spin back top of the mat. One more time, back to Malasana. Walk your left foot out to the left, step your right foot forward, sit back down. So here you can stay again. You can lower your shoulders down, curl in. Maybe another round of Bakasana, of crow pose. Wherever you are, breathe. Stay focused on what you're doing. Whatever's touching the ground, your feet or your hands, really root down, find that stability there, the connection. And then make your way back through a vinyasa or straight to downward dog. Okay, so here, if you have a wall, I'm going to spin around if you don't mind. If you have a wall, I would take your mat to the wall. We're going to do a little flow, and at the end, add in maybe pincha mayurasana, okay? And if not, that's forearm stand. And if not, just lift that leg. So say like we're here, right? And we lift the right leg. So maybe you stay there, or maybe you kick all the way up, and then you have the wall there. Hello, wall, you know, if you need it. If you don't have a wall handy nearby, then just kick up that one leg and pause, shoulders over your hips, okay? But we're gonna weave it into the flow, okay? Okay, so as you're ready, Ardha Chandrasana might come to the back of your mat, so you might wanna have a block there, okay? All right, so I'm gonna turn around, if that's okay. We're gonna find downward facing dog. Peek at you through my legs here. And then lift your right leg up, inhale. That's similar than that we just did. Okay, so right leg up, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Let's step through warrior one, Ganesha mudra. Open your chest. Now straighten your right leg, sweep your arms back, interlace your fingers, lift your chest. There's your standing back bend. Bend your right knee, devotional warrior. Inhale, come on up. Sweep your left arm forward. Turn to the left all the way to the back of your mat, warrior two. Good, peaceful inhale. Side angle, exhale. Peaceful warrior, inhale. Triangle, exhale. Ardha Chandrasana, right hand to your right hip. Reach for your block if you've got it there. Lift your right leg up. Same thing, you can bend your knee and catch your foot if you'd like. Chapasana. Release your foot, hand back to your hip, step back, warrior two, mindful, good, use your pelvic floor and your core. Hands to your hips, turn your left toes in, take a forward fold, exhale. Right between the legs there. Hands down, halfway lift. Now you're gonna spin back toward the wall or the front of your mat. So here's your optional pincha mayurasana. So you're gonna bring your hands down. Then as you start to take your right foot back, lower to your forearms. A little fun transition there. Right leg is nice and high. Stretch the legs, reach up through the toes. You might hop your left foot in a little bit. Look forward between your thumbs if you're gonna kick up. Okay, and then see if you can find your wall or bring your legs together. Pincha mayurasana. And then when you're ready, take your time, you'll lower down. Downward facing dog. Good. I see everyone after the inversion. Beautiful. Okay, left leg lifts. Inhale. Knee to nose exhale. Warrior one with your mudra. Take your arms up, open your chest. Straighten your left leg, sweep your arms back. Interlace your fingers. Inhale. Devotional warrior, exhale. Inhale, come on up. Right arm reaches forward, pivot to the right, all the way to the back of your mat, warrior two. Spinning it all around. Peaceful inhale. Side angle exhale. Peaceful inhale. Big breath in. Triangle pose, exhale, Trikonasana. Left hand to your left hip, half moon, bend your right knee. Grab that block, take it to the outside of your right foot. Left leg floats, maybe bend the knee. Catch your foot. Release, hand to your hip, bend your right knee, step back, warrior two. Ground. Good, hands to your hips, turn your right toes in. Exhale as you're ready, fold. Bring your hands down, lift up, pivot back to the top of your mat. Long runner's lunge, plant your palms. So you pick up your left foot, lower to your forearms, lift your left leg high, reach all the way up to your toes, stretch your legs. Maybe hop your right foot in a little bit so you can shift your hips more over your shoulders. Look forward if you're gonna kick up. Look toward your thumbs. Firm up your legs. You can touch the wall. Try to draw your low ribs in. Feel that. Pressing down of your forearms, reaching up through your toes. Lower down as you're ready. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. And then child's pose. Stretch your arms forward or sweep your arms back behind you, either way. Take another breath here, letting the energy settle. And then bring your hands down, lift your chest up. And let's have a seat. Stretch your legs forward. Okay, so hopefully you have your strap. I'm gonna spin toward you. Take Marichyasana 1. And again, I'll be your mirror. So draw your right knee back and take it about a hand's distance between your left inner thigh and your right foot. I'm gonna drop the right arm inside. So here's where you might want your strap if you wanna bind. If you don't have a strap and you can't bind here, then just stretch your arms in opposite directions so that you can bow forward and drop your head. If you can bind, turn your thumbs down. Have a strap in one hand, or find that Ganesha mudra behind your right hip, behind your right hip. So you might be gripping your hands in the mudra we've been doing all morning, or catch your strap. And then you're folding right over that straight leg. The head go, shoulders soften. Okay, one more breath. Inhale and come on up. Let's cross this right leg over your left. Take a twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana, twist to your right. Unwind your spine and stretch out your right leg. Draw your left leg in. And again, take the foot just outside of your sit bone so you have space to drop the shoulder without making the knee wing way out. Hug it in. Drop the shoulder low. Stretch your arms out in opposite directions. Hug your knee into your upper arm. Internally rotate your arms. Draw your thumbs down. Wrap them behind you. Find your mudra behind that outer left hip. Or use your strap. Fold your way over that right leg. If you can focus on your breath here, watching your breath move in your body, releasing any tension through the neck, through the shoulders. And then release and come on up. Cross your left foot over your right leg. Ardha Matsyendrasana twist to your left. Unwind your spine. Stretch your legs forward. And actually, let's scoot forward and roll all the way down to your back. Hug your knees in. Let your eyes soften or close as you rock side to side. Okay, one back bend here. So we did some shoulder opening. If you want to take full wheel pose, you can take your hands by your head, fingers face your shoulders. Take an inhale and then exhale, press yourself up. Or there's bridge pose. Arms down by your sides, heels close to your hips. Roll up through your spine and then clasp your hands under your body. So take a back bend, take a few breaths. So rooting down into your feet, into your arms if you're in bridge, into your hands if you're in full wheel. Feel the length along your spine. Your tailbone is pointing toward the back of your knees. Chest is lifting. Gaze is soft and steady. One more breath. Next exhale, slowly lower down. If you're in full wheel, tuck your chin first and then lower down so you don't land on your head. And then let's just pause. Nice and heavy through your spine here, through your hips, through your shoulders, your head. And then take your feet as wide as your mat, take your arms out to the sides and rock your hips side to side. Drop your legs over to the right. You can stay, or maybe a half reclined virasana. If you want, you can slide your left foot to the outside of your left hip. You'll bring the top of the foot down. And you can bring your right foot to the ground as well to bring your pelvis to a neutral place. Back of your pelvis heavy on the ground. Soften all the muscles on your face. And let's go over to the other side. Legs over to the left. Stay. Or maybe half reclined virasana. Slide your right foot to the outside of your right hip. Bring your left foot to the ground. Pelvis heavy. Stretch the top of your right thigh. Feel your body nice and heavy. Eyes relaxed. Jaw relaxed. And then slowly back through center. And then from there, you can hug your knees back in or take happy baby pose. And we'll find Shavasana together as you're ready. The legs go out wide, arms go out wide. If there's any props you need to support your body, use your props. If you're still near the wall, you can take your legs up the wall. Soften into your breath, find the natural rhythm. Let your breath begin to deepen. Find small movements through your fingers and through your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Stretch your arms over your head, reach long. Exhale and drop heavy. Bend your knees, roll to one side, find your fetal shape. And keep your eyes soft or closed, and with as little effort as possible, come on up to your seat. Bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra. When we start a new endeavor or need to clear our path, if we feel stuck, we can call on that energy of Ganesha, an elephant-headed deity with the pot-bellied human body. We can take our mudra, take a couple breaths, help move whatever's in our way out of our way, bring ourselves forward. Let's close with the sound of Om together. Empty your breath. Let's inhale together. Om. Thank you for the blessing of your company. I hope you have a wonderful day. May others as well benefit from our practice. Namaste.